Hi, so before I get started, I'm just going to warn you that I'm going to rant. So I'm going to rant about this mess and then the evolution of your backyard, plant collection, whatever it is that you have going on in your backyard and how it constantly changes. If you have a backyard or a plant collection or you're a gardener or just like to be outdoors, you'll know that it's going to constantly change. You're constantly going to be repotting plants. If you have potted plants, you're going to constantly be getting rid of things if they're overgrown. And that's how it goes. I kind of want to show you the mess that the tomato plants made, but I'm focused on this butterfly. Okay, it flew away, so let me show you. So here we have, and I don't mind sharing this with you guys because I think most of the people who are subscribed to my channel, which is a small following, but nonetheless I appreciate every one of you guys, is a gardener or a plant lover. This is the mess that the tomatoes left. We had this type of tomatoes and they were like overgrown and taking up this much space, which is probably like, I want to say easily 20 feet, maybe 15 feet. And my parents bought these tomatoes thinking that they were going to be the big red ripe tomatoes, and they ended up being these small tomatoes, which they're good for putting in your salad, maybe making sauce, but they weren't the tomatoes that they wanted. So my dad is clearing this up and we are going to, well, I'm thinking about him building like a raised bed so we can put some lettuce and kale in it. I have bought more mesh so we can cover this up because as you can see it's very hot and sunny today. I think it's reaching 100 degrees here in Los Angeles. It's pretty hot outside. I should probably go in a minute. I'm just showing you this and ranting about how if you have a backyard or a garden collection, you know it's going to constantly be evolving, and every time that you plant something you run the risk of it overgrowing and taking up space like this tomato did. Now as he's clearing this up, he's discovering a lot of peach trees here. That might be a nectarine tree. See how they grew? And before we used to just grab them and throw them in the compost, but now we're trying to pot them up and see how they do. And then we also discovered this, which we have no idea what it is. It kind of looks like poison ivy. It kind of does, but we're not sure. So you see a lot of this. Another, oh, this is a pepper tree, hot pepper tree. See how the tomato kind of overtook it and it didn't give it space to grow. So you can see how lanky it got, but it didn't produce anything. Another tree. And then before that we used to have a lot of this oregano and it did run amok as well. So we're clearing this mess up. And here is another pepper tree. So that's the beauty of gardening or having a collection of plants, is that you're constantly in your garden just keeping an eye out on your plants, making sure they survive, making sure that they look nice and healthy. Another benefit of getting rid of these tomatoes is that there are a lot of slugs, as you can see here. So hopefully getting rid of these tomatoes will get rid of this unwanted pest. And here on this small corner there's some corn growing and some cucumbers. Look at this nice little corner. Now the cucumbers, it's giving out like 3 cucumbers already, and I'm not sure if it's still flowering. I don't think I see any more flowers growing from it. And this is like a white morning glory that always grows around here. It's been here since we moved in. I think the people before us grew it, and we've always tried to get rid of it, but it comes back somehow. You can see the corn stalk. It's probably around, geez, I'm about 5 feet tall, so it's probably around 7 feet tall right now. Oh, and I can see some small baby corn right there. Can you see it? That's one of the joys of gardening, is when you see things grow. Oh, and I think if I focus and I get myself in there, I can see another cucumber. See if you can see it right there. Right there, you can see another cucumber. And this corn is funny. My mom just found the seeds lying around, so she just threw them on the ground. She said that that's how you grow corn. You don't plant it, you just throw it on the ground, and this is what happened. And right here next to it, it's some others. I don't know if you can see through the mesh, but you can see some tomato plants growing. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same tomatoes. Now these ones weren't planted, they just grew on their own, so we don't know what kind of tomatoes they're going to be. And this is a habanero tree. We need to replant it because the pot it's in keeps drying out, so the habanero tree is drying out.